Day three of our week of gratitude. So glad you could all be here today. And I'm welcome also to everybody that's online right now. So I'm glad you can all be here. Today you are in for a treat. We have Myrlin in the house. Amazing. Not only is he a slam poetry artist, hip hop artist, um, artist who's won awards, he has taught workshops like this all over the country, whether it's K through 12, universities, college settings, you name it, he's done it, performed live. Amazing. You are going to love him. So let's give Myrlin a round of applause.
Thanks, Sophia. All right, cool. Well, let's do this really quick since this group is not super large. I just want to ask your name and then tell me more or less like what you're doing in college. Not like it's a problem. I'm glad you're here, but like I mean like I I think I want to be a pilot, or I'm interested in studying more psychology, something like that. Does that sound okay? All right, we'll start here. What's your name? Anya. You're interested in writing. Well, fate brought you here. Okay. Anya. Tariq. Data analysis. Do you know who Black Thought is? You know who the Roots are? You ever see the Jimmy Fallon show? Okay, well, Tariq is their MC and he's a virtuoso. Yeah, the Roots. So the dude, yeah, it's all good. But Tariq, Alexandra, public relations. Okay. You solve a lot of conflicts in your household, like with your sisters and brothers? A little bit. Okay. All right. Xavier. Cool, man. Psychiatrist. Dope. Mechanical engineer. A lot of math, huh? Hey, math is a language I'd never mastered, but it's important. It builds the world. What was your name again? Don. Sports broadcaster? Dope. Cool. Good. You don't need to know. It's part of what college is. You figure it out. And sometimes you pay extra to figure it out twice or three times. But that's awesome. Oh, what's your name? Brenda, business. We'll go right here. Isaiah. Bill, basketball. For what position do you play? Okay, so you like a point forward. Which one do you like? Do you rather play the two or the one? Okay. Okay, so you can have the ball. All right. That's what's up. Detective? All right. Cool. Physical therapist? Kinesiology? Engineering? Mechanical? You're open. Okay. Did you guys like love Legos as kids or? I loved them. You didn't have Legos? They're expensive. Yeah. You got Legos. Hot Wheels. There we go. Yeah, you gotta build them. All right. Okay. Are you both instructors? No, I don't want to skip you. And why? What do you want to study? What's so open educational resources is? Does that mean like curriculum? Oh, cool. That's super dope and important. You didn't say your name. Oh, oh, you're a pilot? Oh, great, man. That's awesome. And I thought I wanted to be a pilot when I was a little kid, and then I got on a plane. And I was like, I'd rather be on the ground for sure. But that's awesome. Okay. All right, cool. I'm Myrlin, and I'm gonna be teaching a little writing workshop today. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna take you through a real quick warm-up. I'm going to teach a tiny lesson about, more or less the dynamics of writing, and I think some things you can leave here with that will help you in whatever you do. And then we're going to read a poem, and then we're going to write a little bit, and then we'll have a little bit of time to share if you choose to share. You don't have to share. It's not required of you. So don't be like, dang, no one told me I had to read my poem out loud. You don't have to do that. But you will be encouraged to at the end, okay? So, an alarm? Okay. So, does everybody have something to write with and write on? We're good, all right? So our warm-up is called free word association. 18. Yeah, that's an even number. Okay, so we're gonna write this first. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna give you a word, right? Say I say the word dolphin. All right, this is the thing. In our traditional Western culture, most of our educational process is about distinguishing differences. Now that this is a useful thing, but most of us when we were in third grade got answers on our test like, which doesn't fit? A light bulb, screwdriver, a hammer, or a pen, right? And those were the types of questions we got, right? And it's like, which doesn't fit? I mean, a light bulb, right? But they're all tools, right? So in a lot of indigenous cultures, typically you're educated first in relationship, not in distinction, okay? So what I want you to think, artists and creatives, whether they're, Einstein or Drake, they typically work with how things are related first. How do things go together? Language is like that. Language is a whole body of water, and every molecule is connected. Okay, so if I say the word dolphin, there's all kinds of other words we can think of that connect to the word dolphin or can be associated with the word dolphin. What might be one? Fish, there's a word. Why not? What else? Hotel. Right. Hotel. Dolphin tail. I'm just going to say movie, just to credit, but dolphin tail. We could even say tail. That's the correct spelling, I believe. Tail. Football. What else? Huh? Ocean. Yeah. Sea World. I know you guys are super old, so you probably remember Flipper. He was a famous dolphin. Don't worry about it, man. So, anyways, there's tons and tons. We could have said green. We could have said a lot of different. I mean, blue, whatever. So let's do this. Let's say we said dolphin, and then we're like ocean. That's just the first connection we made. All right, now we're not thinking about the word dolphin. Now we're thinking about the word ocean. What connects to the word ocean? Water is what I heard, but I'm glad I heard more than one voice. Water. Water, motion. We're going off concept. Motion, now we're on motion. Car, all right, why not? Someone in the back, car. Brakes, nice. Brakes, terrible handwriting, but that says brakes, brakes. This table. Engineers. Undecided. Brakes, it's not a clever answer, it just needs to connect. Stop, thank you. Collaborate and listen. Stop. Stop. Go. Here we go. All right, we understand the concept of what we're doing here, right? Now, what's gonna happen next is I'm gonna give you a word. I'm gonna give you 1 minute, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to move from one word to the next word. You're going to make a word chain. Okay? Now, I want you to keep this in mind. Say I went ocean, then I went to water, and then I was like, Sandra. And that was my connection. Sandra, well, you don't know Sandra. But I know Sandra, and like she's always like trying to trick herself into drinking more water because she doesn't drink enough water, and I just thought of Sandra. And now and this is my list: ocean, water, Sandra, sweet. She's very sweet. Tea, green, money, presidents, dead, tree, root, roots, Tariq. Okay. So if as long as there's a connection here, as long as you can justify the connection you're making, that's all that's required. Okay. When you do this exercise, it's really not about like I'm trying to present the most sophisticated list in the world. That is not going to help you. The only thing you're concerned with is getting as many words on your paper as you can in a single minute. That's your only concern. You shouldn't be thinking or overthinking any of this. Just move your hand on the paper and allow yourself to go. All right? Okay. Your word is going to be, let's go with, ready, okay, great. Remember, there's no best answer, there's no better answer, there's no great answer, just a connection. All right. Your word is engineer. Go ahead, go. As many as you can. Keep going, plenty of time. 20 seconds left. 15. Go, 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 go. 10. 5. 2. Stop. All right. Count them up. All right. How many of you did 10 or more? Look at that. Hey, that's a lot. That's good. How many of you did 15 or more? Okay. How many of you did 20 or more? Good. Okay. So I'm going to tell you about this concept really quickly. Okay. So sometimes we say this in like poetry, word circles, pop ciphers. Just like get free. So when we say it, what that means is like lose your mind, like lose the part of your mind that is critical about how you look and how you appear and what people might think. Get free enough to go all the way into what you're doing, to be completely present in the process of what you're doing, right? So those of you who allowed yourself that ability didn't have a problem putting words on your paper, right? Because you didn't have time to think. Poetry, which we all have our idea of what that is, taught to us in schools and read the night before Christmas and yada yada, right? Poetry comes from a Greek word, poet. It just means to make. So poetry is really the source art form. It's from the fire, the circle, all of our indigenous ancestors, whether they're from Europe, pre-Rome, or they were from what we call the Middle East, or this continent, etc. The oral tradition, the stories, they begin with the poets. All right? So when you get free, you're allowing yourself to be completely free of being judged. When you were 5 years old and you were in the yard with your Legos and you were like, no, no, and you was doing the whole like imagination thing, you weren't like, dang, what type of car am I gonna drive if I'm gonna date Susie? You were allowing yourself to be creative. Being creative is not only a skill, it's a requirement. If you want to move forward in your career, you want to improve your life, and your ability to be creative is your ability to cast yourself into the task with intention, to surrender, essentially, to what it is. And we're all creative. We're all born artists, okay, by default. That's why little children can learn 25 different languages because they're 5 years old and they're making connections that adults can't do, right? Synapses in their brains. Okay, now, let's hear one of these. What was your name again? Addie, let's hear one. Let's hear it. Oh, wait, you got to use them. Nice, very good. Why don't you pass it to John? A little louder. Or the world. Why don't you pass it to, what's your name again? Isaiah. Give it to Isaias. I mean, you don't have to read it, but I mean. Oh, was it on? Nice. Okay, great. All right, we're going to do this again. This time, what's going to be different about it is I'm going to give you a destination and a beginning point. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to be like, all right, Anya, tell me a word on your paper for me, please. Cat. Cat. All right. So let's say, give me a word for your paper. Books. All right, that's perfect. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna go, all right, cat, go. You're gonna list one word after another, da 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 da. And I go, okay, you got 15 seconds left. And somehow, by the same process, one word at a time, you're going to end on books. So watch. I'll do it with you really quick. Okay? Cat. Fur. Fluff. E. Pillow. Sleep. Dream. Clouds. All right, give me 10 seconds. Count it down. Clouds. White. Pages. Book. I did it. Now, let's go back from clouds. I said white pages, books. I knew where I was going. Granted, I've done this before. But I could have said clouds, big, small books. I could have said clouds, sky, plane, pilot, study, books. All right? What you're going to do is you're going to trust that if you stay committed, you're going to make your way to your destination. All right? So let's do two different words. My friend, the conflict mediator, give me a word, please. Fly. Okay, so we're gonna say fly. You know, because you want to be fly with your outfit. Will you please give me a word? What's your name again? Halen? Haley? Cool. Trying to be fly at school. Okay. All right. I'm going to say go, and then I'm going to give you 15 seconds to make your way to school. What you want to be doing is not preparing yourself to get to school, is allowing yourself to get as lost as possible and write as many words down as possible. Okay? All right. On your mark, get set, go. You want to get at least 10 words. Fast as you can. Keep going, keep going. All right, you're gonna try to get to the word school in 15 seconds. School, you're going to school. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Everybody do it. Did panic set in? Like that. Oh, so I just turn it. Oh, it's not working right now. Okay, no worries. Cool. Let's hear from Anya. So online people are not going to be able to hear you super well, so you gotta speak up. Okay. So do you know where you were? Actually, do this. Circle the word you were on when you heard that you had to get to school. Okay, Anya, go ahead. And where did you went from movie to you went straight to school from movie, theater, friends, hanging out, school. Nice. Why don't you go? And like kind of stop us. No, the mic doesn't work. We're figuring it out. So try to be louder, but stop us or signal us when you're on the word where you're like, okay, now I got to go to school. Okay. Uh-huh. Nice. Oh, you got finesse. Okay, that's hilarious. All right, same thing. Okay. Yeah, you were like just like a pilot. He knew once he was like, oh, it's my time. He knew he was gonna get to school. He was like, pilot, or I'm already ready. I'm already ready. Yeah, you could have done. Yeah, you could have done it that way too. But you're like, yeah, no, it's great. Okay, all right. So since this class is interpersonal communication, cool. So we'll do something. But this is one thing that I want you to understand here. as creatives and as writers, look, your talent is your ability to double down your truth into your skill set. What and skill set, just skills is writing. Anybody can learn a skill. Anybody can learn mathematics. Einstein's not like great because like he's just good at math or whatever, right? So if you look at your first list that you wrote, we all started with the same word. None of you have the same list. Every single list is different. If we could duplicate this exercise a million times over, it'd still be different because you're unique, because no one else is you, right? Whatever that thing is that makes you you is the true source of your power. Applying that thing to your skill set. You can become a great writer. You can become a great engineer. Just how dedicated are you? How dedicated are you to improving your skill set? Okay. So what we're gonna do now is you two are partners. You two. Ah, this odd number. Man, it's gonna be harder to do that way. Yes. Okay, hold on. You two, will you go to that desk for a second? I'm sorry. Okay, so you two, y'all two, you two, and then why don't you go with Trisha over here? Oh wait, no. Okay, you two, and then will you go with him? No, right here. My man, who's I forgot what your major was. Yeah, over there with him. And then I was gonna tell you to move, right? Will you move over here and go with him? Okay. Just for a second. It's not gonna last forever. Okay, so what you want to do is be able to face your partner, at least see their eyes. Okay, you want to be close enough to where you can kind of hear them. It's going to be difficult with your masks on and stuff because they can't really read your lips. But we're going to do the same game. You'll start, 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 you'll start. Okay, so what's going to happen is I'm going to give you a word. You and your partner are going to count together. So say I give you the word. No, actually, no. People who are gonna start, you're gonna make up your word. It's gonna be different. You're gonna be like, my word is butterfly, and then the next person is gonna go, what? Bug, and then you're gonna go, tree, sure, apple. See what I'm saying? You're gonna go back and forth. What you're gonna try to do in 30 seconds is to get to 10. So count them on your hands. All right. See if you can get to 10. Ready? All right. Eye contact is important. Everyone knows who's starting? All right. On your mark, get set. Someone's got to get 12 in here. Someone's got to get 15. Let's go. All right, here we go. On your mark, get set, go. Count them. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. All right, stop. Stop. How many people hit 10? 10? That's a lot. Did anyone do more than 10? What'd you guys get? 14. All right, let's do it again. Stand up. All right, this time's 20 seconds. See if you can get 10 in 20 seconds. On your mark, get set, go. Five seconds left. All right, everyone has to get to the word basketball. You have 10 seconds. Get to the word basketball. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1, stop. You can take a seat. All right. It's my understanding that y'all have like some notes you have to make for this class. Is that right? Can you do it later, or do you need to do it now, or like during this class session? Do you know? Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Then we'll do like a really. All right. We need to go ahead and go. Everybody has a poem in front of them. Do we know? Do we know what we're celebrating, or why we've all convened, and why your professors and administrators have worked so hard to bring someone like me to your campus? Hey, gratitude. What's gratitude, Isaiah? Thankful, gracious. Yeah. Appreciation. Right. Okay. We're gonna do this really fast. Before we get into the poem, I just want you to list things, people, places that you're grateful for. Okay? Let's try to get to, we're going to do 30 seconds. Let's try to get to at least 10. People, places, things we're grateful for that are meaningful to us. People, places, things that we're grateful for. All right, on your mark, get set, go. It's okay if you already got the 10. Go. Five more seconds. 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, how many people put a person on there? How many people put more than one person? Okay. How many people put things? What's a thing, John? Electronics. Okay, that's real. Okay, now let's be specific. What electronics are you most grateful for? Your phone. Okay, something else that's more personal to you. Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't know. It's hard. There's a lot of technology, or there's a lot of electronics. A phone charger is pretty important to a phone. But phones, for sure, we're addicted. We're simulated to them. What's another thing? Food. Now be specific. What type of food? You really like bananas? Every day. Bananas. Good for the engineering. All right. What's something for you? What was your name again? Oh, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah. David. That's right. What was your major again? Kinesiology. That's right. Okay. Go ahead, David. What's up? Okay. Did you do any places? What places did you do? The desert? Specifically, the, the Sonoran Desert, Arsta. Are you from out here? Cool. Where'd you go to high school? Mesquite. Okay. Cool. All right. So people, places, things, right? We're gonna read a couple of these poems, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna write a poem today, or you're gonna write something on your paper. Whether you want to call it a poem is up to you. Okay. Now, when we talk about poetry, remember we said poetry just means to make. There's poetry in film. There's poetry in the way your grandmother pots her plants, in the way, you know, Steph Curry steps back and shoots a jumper. There's poetry in it. There's poetry in film. There's poetry. And your best novelists are great poets. Their language is incredible. They're just making incredible sentences. All right? In these poems, you're going to hear sound and content. That's essentially what makes a poem. The music, what it sounds like, and what it says. And as you're all learning in your communication classes, right, like, it's interesting what people hear, right? How you say it to them. Thanks. Right? Thank you. Right? So, when you write your poem today, you don't need to make it sound what you think a poem sounds like. It rhymes every other word, and no. It needs to sound like what's inside of you, what you sound like. Whatever that is, that's the thing. All right? So we're going to read this poem called My Grandma Lou Got. And when we read this poem, I'm just going to like set you up for like the alley-oop. I'm just going to I'm going to like say a couple words and kind of pause, and y'all are going to be the chorus. Okay? So I might be like, everyone has a poem. I might be like, my grandma Lourdes got hands for. Yeah, it wasn't like a slam dunk, but some of y'all got it. Some of you jumped. Okay, here, let's do it again. Try to feel it. My grandma Lourdes got hands for. Together, y'all. Got rosary beads hanging from her. Nice. Got a psalm. Got a hymn in her. Got a corrido in the springtime falling from her. Against the morning light of the kitchen. Are you? Come in. Are you? Sit down. My grandma Lou got a diet of. My grandma Lou got a hot. Got a table where she will make a. Got a tole for your panza. Got red chili on the. My grandma will make you. Make you. Make you. She makes time to brush your hair from your. My grandma commands grace with her when she reaches for a. When she grasps your shoulder, when she takes you in with a. My grandma Lou got a whole closet of. Check those shoes. Mira, look at the rings. My grandma got classy, got classic style. She makes my mama and my sister smile. My tia laugh. My prima's proud. She's always like, Hita, do you like it? It's yours, mijita, have it. Try them on. One day, I'm gonna kick the bucket. My grandma Lourdes is 87 years of bona fide. 87 billion light beams balanced in the glow of her, bursting open like a, radiating like radiating like sunshine in a flower pot shimmering in the. My grandmother knows the sorrows of burying a murdered and a husband that died too. My grandmother is half a glass full and overwhelming with. My grandmother carries water to the garden, inspects the edge of the smallest leaf. My grandmother is a poet, the way she carries her joy and her, claps them together to make. My grandma Lou make, my grandma Lou got, my grandma Lou make, my grandma Lou got. My grandma Lou's whole essence exclaims, never ever bitter no matter my, never ever sour no matter the. My grandma got life so resounding it could never be. It just ripples on and on in, in, in. It says, hey, it says, it says, it says, forever. Por vida way. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, this is a poem about my grandmother. You know, it's pretty much a praise anthem. If you write a poem, if this poem was about my little sister or my father, even though I'm grateful for them, it might be a little bit more complicated, right? It might be a little bit like, yeah, but we didn't always really treat each other with respect, did we? Right? So what I'm saying is, like, if you write a poem today like this one about someone you care about, it might have more tones to it. You know what I mean? And that's okay. What's important is that you're writing the truth. Okay? So whatever you write, it doesn't have to be like this poem. It needs to be like your poem. Okay? We'll read one more. We're going to read Roar. Yeah, actually, let me see. Roar, we're going to read Roar. All right, here we go. All right, some of y'all I definitely noticed were like, you know what? I think now's a good time for me to not participate because I don't want to say the words out loud. So our poem, our collective energy, kind of swindled itself. It siphoned off a little towards the end. So use your voice. It's okay. It's all right. You have a voice for a reason. It's okay. Just use it. I know it's not easy because I'm an unpredictable reader, but that's what makes it fun. Okay? All right, Roar. All right, here we go. Since only I can know. All right, that was very good. Relax. It's okay. We'll all do it together. Since only I can know in the quiet of this dark, far away from, very beautiful, how much your is a light I want to. Hey, look, y'all did 2 words at a time. You didn't even know you could do that. Is a light I want to until my body is and has not a limb alive to leap toward. And if I pass away before, which I would, I hope you listen in the quiet of your heart to my voice trying to make you, as I've always done, tried to, and you will sigh and sway your shoulders. Very good. Smile and know that I'm not always, but death can't keep me from to make you in a way that makes us. So, in the way only you chuckle, stumble, rumble, laugh that laugh of all 6,000 variations refracted by the sunlight of your, just to dance our memory everlasting. Hey, look what we did together, y'all. We did it. That was pretty. Okay. Cool. So you're going to get about 10 minutes. I'm not going to judge your poem. I'm not here to give you an A or a B or a C. This is really just for you. Okay? Now, there's somebody on that list that you could probably write about. I don't know how to start, Myrlin. I remember. It's funny how I wish that I could tell you. It really doesn't matter how you start. What really matters is that by the time you get to the center, 5 minutes, 4 minutes left, you're humming and you're just dedicated to saying what's true, even if it makes your voice tremble or a tear spill from the rim of your eyelid. That's all good. That's part of what it is. It's part of being alive. Okay? But write it. Make it true to you. Be brave enough to say what needs to be said, not what scares you. Don't flinch because it's scary if it is scary. So it's for you. You don't have to read it out loud. All right? So choose the person, choose the place. Maybe they both exist together. And as we like to say, go deep, be brave, get free. Okay? So if you need any help, like you're like, I'm not sure what to write, just raise your hand, I'll help you. If not, it's 10 minutes, y'all. You do not need to erase anything and make your poem look pretty. It's a draft. It's not supposed to be pretty. It's supposed to be a mess. Cross stuff out if you need to, but keep the pen moving. All right, cool. 10 minutes. On your mark, get set, go. It could be more than one person if you want. Just start. All right, I'm good. All right, great. So we have about 10 minutes left. Um, this is the part where we get to share. Uh, you don't have to share your poem. I'm going to, I have the mic, so I'll bring it over to you. I think if you step like a little farther away from your table, you could probably take down your face mask and read it if you want to do that, so we can hear it better. But yeah, look, number one fear in the world most years is pulls in at number one is public speaking. Okay, it's just people are afraid to do it. The second biggest fear is drowning. So that means like people would like rather drown than do it, you know. But this is what I'll tell you: writing and speaking are skill sets that like are super vital to any organization, company, university, whatever, wherever you're employed at. It's just important to be. It's a very important skill set. And I know some of you might be like, oh yeah, this this dude speaks in public, so it's easy for him to do it. First time I ever read a poem in front of people, man, it was terrifying. Not, I was super afraid, you know. So even if you just put it on a challenge to yourself, just to like tackle that fear, read your poem, right? But I say that to say like it's not easy, so you shouldn't feel like it should be easy because it's not. Okay. Who is gonna be brave enough to read their poem? Oh, what's your name again? Sean. All right. Oh, yeah. So this is the receiver. Oh, hold it. All right. Start whenever. It's funny how a bond could be so strong with something I have to flip a switch to turn on. Greasy steel, cold, lifeless. I feel my own emotions with just a slight twist. A gear switch, a throttle blip. It's freedom in the purest form. Something I don't understand why it's about the way this machine performs. It's about letting out what you're feeling, mechanical healing. It's not just a steel beam. No, we weren't supposed to rhyme, but it didn't feel right.
No, I said you didn't have to rhyme. Many times I've thought back, standing where I am, how did this happen? It's the journey of pain. Starting fresh, full of life, full of hope, fire, and drive. The whole world was ours, grateful to feeling alive. Then the pain, then the hurt, pressed down, heat. It, it slowed us, it broke us, languishing in defeat. Separation is now where we live, in the valley, cannot feel or touch. The valley between us pulled apart too much. Now a ray of light shines dimly, but with promise. Is she the hope I've hoped? Her, she, who is. Only I have one more chance. I could have, can't read my own writing. I could have, that I could have to soar. This new masked smile maybe the loved ones most.
Some in the group chat. Oh, we got a lot of people online. Okay. Once it's up, just let me know. We'll go to someone else. Someone else? Isaiah wants to read. Okay, great.
Why do you do this to me? Endless hours dedicated to. Oh, okay. Why do you do this to me? Endless hours dedicated to you. My life completely influenced by you. My brain can't stop thinking of you. You make me daydream and have hope. Hope that one day they'll know my name. I will be feared, respected, loved, inspiring others, helping many with my success. The more I think about it, the closer the moment feels. Yet I am here. Yes, my path is different than the rest. I accept the setbacks, appreciate the heartbreaks. The last second shot that I left me numb. I lost, we lost. I lost again. They are so happy. I need that. Now it's time to work. No breaks. I will be better. I will be inevitable. Why do you do this to me? Make me obsessed. Why basketball? Do I love you so much?
Who wrote it? All right, Cassandra's poem. Dear Mama, strong women is stronger than me. A strong woman is stronger than me. She gives me love in everything. The warm hugs, the strokes of my hair, the mother to have that cares, a woman to show you what women mean to be, an example of a woman that I see. She's been there through the tough, the hard, but when she sees the rough, it makes it play the card of a strong woman to be. You're appreciated, Mama, forever to me. Very nice, cool. All right, Anya, you gonna read yours? Okay.
Funny how friendships. It's funny how friendships begin, how our friendship started from something rocky and weird. I was a little mean to you even, but you befriended me, I don't know why. I'm so glad you did. Exceeding 10 years, our bond only grows stronger. You have so many memories that we share, so many that makes us laugh. Laugh loudly. You're like a sister to me, and I can tell you anything. Just like how you can tell me anything. I cherish our lifelong friendship because it is truly special. You are my truest friend who will be there forever, and I will too.
Someone else? That table? All right, Eddie, great.
I wish that I could tell you how I am. I met a brother. He's a great thinker, inspired, and listener like you. We met just how you and I met in the street balling. We played and we clicked just how you and I have. The drive that he has inspired me to be a mentor and to listen to the other stories around to other lives, and as well as self improve and adjusting. I wish you were here. Just know that even though I got Marty, I always have you on my mind. I can't forget the good memories that we had. Rest in power, brother.
Someone else from that table? Also, when I moved you, I couldn't come back to your seat, but it's all good. It's love. Someone else want to read? I think you want to read. You don't? I feel like you might. I feel like you might. Okay. Okay. All right. What was your name again? Alexandra. Okay. It's a little.
It's funny how much I didn't want you. Distant, cold, and unamused. But you stayed even when I told you not to. I'd make you leave, and then you'd come back. But I'd let you stay. You make me laugh. I forgot I could do it. I let you keep me warm. It felt good to get comfy. I let you sit close and then closer and closer. Now my days are all yours. I wouldn't have it another way. I remember being in love. It's funny, caring, and calm. It's everything you don't need and all the wants you desire. Without you, it's dark. Thanks for being my fire.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second. Does anybody else want to read? Look, all of you who did read, it was great. No one else? You should do it.
Oh, my
You should do it. Probably really good though. Okay. Do you really want to read? Okay. Your teacher's gonna read.
Thank you. I remember your tiny red feet. They took you to warm you and brought you back still red. You were perfectly formed, but still red. Your face looked uncomfortable, maybe uncomfortable to be in the new world, maybe not ready for the cold world, maybe just not feeling safe as you felt inside. You continue to be cold. What's going on? You seem to be uncomfortable, hungry, or cold. Time passed, sometimes too fast, and other times too slow. Fast when you were crawling, walking, talking. Slow when you were cold, sick, uncomfortable, laboring to breathe. Breathing was the uncomfortable part of you being sick. It always went to your lungs. There it was, in your lungs, asthma restricting your breath, laboring your chest. I remember putting my head to your chest to check and predict why you were uncomfortable.
Well done. Okay. We have like literally 2 minutes. I don't know if you have to. Oh, you want to read? Okay. Mark on that ass. Dad, I wish I could tell you how angry I was when you left us. You left me. Goodbye wasn't meant to be early. I just wanted you to be there when Leilani turned 30, stripped away from you, stripped away from our home of 8 years. Emptiness filled inside. Tears never stopped flowing. New memories with you will never start growing. Dad, I wish I could tell you you were the best, my partner in crime. I just want one more time to hug you, tell you I love you, that I will see you again once I've reached my end. Good, beautiful, very brave, Amari. Cool, great job. All right, so we really don't have that much time left. If you want to fill out part of your notes thing that you had, or do that later. Thanks for being a great group. Appreciate you. I hope you got something you can put in your pocket and carry forward into your journey. Great job. Great poem. Cool. Oh, that's right. On Friday, we're having an open mic. You don't have to read your poem, but you can attend. And you definitely can read your poem. Please do. And it's online. It's from 11 to 12. And there'll be some like really cool, like professional poets there. So they'll be like, I forget who's going. Jay, Samara, I forget who's gonna be there. Monique's gonna be there, I think. This lady named Divine's gonna be there. Divine's really dope. She's from New York. She's gonna like give you a poem that's gonna empower you. Like, well, that was worth it. So it's where do they get the link for that? Okay. Perfect. Great. All right, y'all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much.
He is known for being a hip hop artist. He does all kinds of amazing writing. He is a amazing teacher who's actually won awards for his teaching. So today we're going to have him here to facilitate. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So Myrlin, come on up.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Hello. Yeah. No, it's all right. Cool. Well, since we're in such an intimate group, I don't know how many people are online. Can I see? Can I tell? Some people. What I want to do really quickly is just learn everybody's name and like kind of like let's do this. Everyone's name and if you sort of kind of know why you're in college or what you're doing here. So like my friend, what's your name? Kayla is pretty sure she wants to study English literature, and she went to Red Mountain High School. That's Kayla, right? So something like that. What's your name? Dental hygiene. Probably okay. Abby, Abby, Kayla, Kayla, Abby, Jay. Okay, cool. Mathematics and stuff. Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Amber. Oh, pre-engineering stuff. Also, I know this is like a question people ask you all the time. So like, if you're like, I don't really know, that's a perfectly acceptable answer. Like, part of what's good about college is like you figure it out, even though it costs money to figure it out. But yeah, Alyssa, special education. All right. So you'd like to be a pilot? Whoa, I get scared on planes. I have to get on them a lot, but that's cool. Why not a co-pilot? Like, what's the difference? Sorry. You got to do both. So you got to be able to do both. You get paid more to be a pilot? Okay. So okay. Adium? Adiaman. Cool. Business management. Okay. And what type of name is Adiaman? Okay. Lots of cultures there. Okay. All right. Cool. That's going to be important. All right. Finances. Great. Cool. Awesome. I'm Myrlin and I'm going to teach a workshop. So, what we're going to do really quickly is just a really quick warm up. Then I'm going to kind of teach, I think, what's an important structural lesson about like language and how words work. And then we're going to read a quick poem, and then we're going to write something, and then we're going to share. Okay? These are like the quick little guidelines that I have for each class. I'm just going to run through them really quickly. The first one is be brave. All right? So you don't have to be the bravest person in the room. You don't have to share your poem. I'm not requiring anything of you. You don't have to prove anything to me. But sometimes it takes courage to write something real and authentic and vulnerable. Sometimes it takes courage to try. You know, you don't have to be the bravest person in the room. Just remember, like, this is the theme of what we're doing. Like, courage is essential, especially in creativity, okay? So be brave, be respectful. That's simple. I'm here to respect you. I'm not here because I'm above you or below you. I can learn just as much from you as you can from me. I'm sure that's the way it is. That's how love works. That's how education works. Okay. The third one is your voice matters. All that means is like when you contribute in here, when you ask a question, when you share something, like it changes the outcome of everybody's education. All right. Like it really does. So, like, if Abby, that's your name, right? If Abby decides to read her poem, you know, and or share something, you might be like, "Wow, that was so brave. Maybe I could do that too." You know, courage an act of courage inspires more acts of courage. An act of cowardice inspires more acts of cowardice. It's just typically the way it works. All right, those are our guidelines. Cool. This quick warm up is this game called Free Word Association. All right, it's really simple, but as artists, typically the artists the mindset of artists is how things are in communion with each other and how things relate to each other, and then not always exactly about how things are different. So if you're in English 101, you're probably going to do a compare and contrast essay, right? That's about contrast is about similarity. The comparison is about what's different. So language is really related. It's all one ocean. So if I say a word like heat, there's other words that we can think of that are associated or connected to the word heat. What might be one? Warmth, sure. Flame, sure. Hot, pockets, hot. What else is connected? One more. Toast, toasty. Could say toast. Why not? What if I said, this might be a little too hard of a reference for you. What if I said shack? Why would, do you guys know who Shaq is? I know you're younger. You guys know who that is? General audio insurance, whatever he sells, you guys. Okay, why would Shaq be connected to Heat? Because he played for the Miami Heat, because the Miami Heat is a basketball team, basketball, it's associated, right? It's still connected. We see warmth, that's an easy connection to make, right? We see flame, we could toasty, my bad. But if it was just toast, it would still connect, right? Because toast is heated bread. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do is say we said heat, and then we said warmth. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna move on to warmth, and we're gonna stop thinking about heat. So what connects to warmth? Anything. Blanket. Nice. Who said that? Oh, what was your name again? Thank you, Amber. Blanket. Now we're on blanket. Let's go. Comfort. Very nice, Mr. Pilot. All right, comfort. Family. Great. Family. Family. Values. Nice. Values. Justice. Great. Justice. Justice. Anything. Someone. Huh? Law. Law. President. Sure. Good. Okay, you get it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a word. I'm going to give you 1 minute, and essentially that's what you're going to do. You're going to jump from one idea to the next. One idea to the next. In 1 minute, I'm going to ask you to, I'm going to put another rule in here in case we get to this rule. Get free. Okay. Your goal is to get as many words on the paper as possible. Your handwriting isn't important. How well you can spell is not important right now. What is important is that for this 1 minute, You're jumping from one word to the next word. If it connects in your mind and you can rationalize the connection, it works. There's no best answer and there's no correct answer. If I wrote money and then I wrote wallet and then I went Mike George, kid I went to high school with, who always forgot his wallet whenever we went to the movies. That's why I made that connection, right? It's a personal connection, but it's still a connection. Okay? So don't overthink this. So you want to try to get at least 10 words. I know middle schoolers who can do like 35. That's like a ton. So don't put that much pressure on yourselves. They've had training. All right. So let me get this. Here we go. All right. Your word is going to be boat. Go, boat. Fast as you can, as many words as you can. Don't overthink it. Just make connections. Less than 30 seconds left. Go, go, go. Keep going. You're doing great. 15 seconds. 10, 6, 2. All right, stop. Put your pencil down. All right, count them up. See how many you did. What did you do, Abby? 13. Will you pass me your paper? All right. So this is one of the things about, you're all going to have to be creative. If you're an engineer, problem solving is creativity, right? Period. Having a family, whatever you're going to do in your life, you need to be creative, and you're all born creative. What will make your creativity powerful as an artist is the fact that you double down on your individual self distinction, your own style, and you double down on your skills. What's interesting about this is we all started with the same word. None of us are going to have the same list. And we could do this experiment a million times. We're never going to have the same list. In fact, I'm going to guess Abby is one of the only people that wrote this way. Look at that. Slanted, right? Did anyone else do that? Who went straight up and down? Nice. Cool. All right. So, can I read your list? All right. She went boat, ocean, animal, water, biology, school, degree, scientist, smart, thinking, studying, learning. And then it's probably 30 seconds. Albert Einstein. All right. I'll try to use Albert in this course today. Let's hear from someone else. Real quick. Well, cybersecurity, why don't you go? Cool. You see how that read like a one-word poem? Cornhole, Oklahoma. Like we learned parts of what's inside of him, right? Parts of who he is and where he's been. And he only had 30 seconds to just, he's not even trying to be like, well, this is about my story and I like cybersecurity. No, he didn't do any of that. He was just writing. He was just being creative. He was just getting free. All right? When you're creating, there's a flow state that happens, right? Where your subconscious mind and your conscious mind are doing this merging. That's a really beautiful thing. Sometimes it happens when you kiss somebody you love, okay? It's a similar thing, all right? So, we're going to do this one more time. This time, you're only going to get 15 seconds. All right? Ready? All right, let's do 20. Let's do 20, okay? 20 seconds in case your pencil breaks. All right. Your word is going to be sky. Go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop it. Okay. All right. Cool. Now, how many did we get? You had far less time. You got 8. How many? You got 6. What did you get your first time in a whole minute? 21. And you got 6. You got 8. Did you get 20 in the 20s? Oh wow! Look how much you improved. Because you were able to care less about what it looked like and you just were in it. Let's hear your list. Wow, tight. Love it. What's your name again? Amber. Abby, Amber, Kayla. Engineer. Special education. All right. Go ahead, Amber. Fear. Sink. Snake. All right. I mean, fear and sink could work because you get that sinking feeling, you know what I mean, when you're afraid. But snake, I agree. Terrified of snakes. Okay, great. So, in language or artistry, things are more connected typically than they are apart. Most indigenous cultures, it's about how things are in relationship as opposed to how things are distinctly apart. In our culture, usually like on our test in second grade, it's going to be like, which one of these things doesn't belong, right? This is a different sort of thing, right? What I'm going to talk to you about today is these 2 basic types of words, all right? Now, let's start with concrete words, all right? We'll get to abstract in a second. And we're going to do nouns. Do you know what that is? All right, why don't you tell me, business manager friend of mine, what is a noun? Yeah, person, place, thing. And lastly, idea. Person, place, thing, or idea. So right now, we're just going to think about concrete nouns. So not ideas, person, place, thing. Okay, so what might be one? Okay, yeah, give me a different one. Concrete, rocks. All right. Cement. Give me something else. Rock. Chair. Good. Good. Building. Good. Let's get 10. Come on, I want to hear everybody. Dog. Good. Pizza. Cat. Teacher. Nice. Pool. Something else. Family. Now, we're going to talk about the lines in a little bit. Something else. Friend. Okay. Marker. There we go. That's really concrete. Huh? New York. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go with abstract nouns. Now, these are concepts, emotions. Thing about the concrete nouns that are super concrete are grounded in the physical world. All right, a chair. You get it. You can kick it. You can light it on fire. You can roll it down a hill. It's bound by the rules of gravity. It's concrete. We know what it is, right? It's not conceptual. All right, let's get into abstract nouns. Give me an abstract now. Huh? Fear, great one. Faith, really good one. Belief, yeah. Perfection. Hope, good job, Amanda. Oh, I just almost wrote Amanda. Hope. Hope. These are all happiness. I'm just gonna write joy. Joy. Love. Boom. Anybody know why we're here? What we're celebrating? Hey. Give me a couple more. Forgiveness. Great one. Humility. Great one. Justice. Patience. Success. God. All right. So I'm not gonna get too stuck in the weeds here. As far as like the nature of language, but these are the distinct differences. All right. Most of you are gonna have to write at least to get out of college, but most of you in your career paths will need. I mean, even police officers, they write all the time, and they need to be pretty good at it. There's one thing. These are the themes of almost the abstract is the theme in almost every song, film, novel, whatever you want, story, even argument, even nonfiction. The abstract is like what it's about. This week is about gratitude. It's what it's about. It's what we're really, really diving deep into, right? The concrete is usually the details you use in such a good way that you can actually say something significant about the abstract. So I'll put it to you this way. Chair. All right. Most of us, if I was like, look, you guys can't leave this classroom until we all have a consensus and we all agree on how to define what a chair is and how a chair should be used. Probably, I think we're going to get out of here in a decent amount of time. But if I was like, yo, what is love? Define it, come to a consensus, agree on it, and then we can leave. It's going to be really difficult, right? Well, I love him. I don't know. It was obsession. I mean, he was kind of mean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot bigger. It's a big, big room. You know? Justice. I mean, people go to war over that. You know? These are huge concepts. We're not going to argue about what's concrete, typically. But if we use the concrete well enough, we can say something real about the abstract. What the concrete is in your essays, that's your argument. That's your evidence. The concrete case for what you're making, right? To prove what you're saying about gratitude or the conflict in the Middle East or whatever you're writing about. Okay? Telling you, understanding these basic differences just in the breakdown of language will help you a lot if you're going to have to generate a lot of language. Because you'll know when you're too far in the abstract and you need more evidence. And you'll know when your evidence isn't really adding up to what's in the abstract, okay? So that's that little lesson. Everyone has poems in front of them? All right. Okay, which one of these do you want to read, Kayla? You don't got to read it out loud. Let's do let's do this one. Let's do roar because it's shorter. Go through, and granted, I forgot to tell you, like, some of these don't really have an exact clear home. Like family can be abstract. We're talking about the concept of family, right? You know, so it's like they blend. It's not cut and dry, right? But why don't we go to this poem Roar, and then I want us to put an A above the nouns that are abstract and a C above the nouns that are concrete. All right, like 20 more seconds. It's okay if you don't complete the whole poem. Actually, I'm just going to say this. If you're not 2/3 of the way done or finished filling this out, just read. Make sure you read the poem and all the way through. How about that? All right, cool. Let's do this. I'm going to just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you. I didn't even learn your name. Jewel? Okay, we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right? Just give me a word and tell me what it is. Doesn't have to be in order. Death. Is death abstract? Yeah, it's one of those ones that can it's tricky, but yeah, for the most part, right? There's like a physical death that's real. But death is like afterlife. Like it's very death is okay. Go ahead, Abby. Whole? Whole. I think yeah, it's abstract. Because it's not a noun. But that's like is it a noun? Whole? No, it's a whole I don't know. It's a thing kinda, but it's not really a name. But alright, keep going. Amber. Heart? Is that what you said? Yeah. I mean it's that's another one that's both, right? Because it's concrete if we're talking about the physical heart. But as a concept, super abstract, right? Go ahead. Room, concrete. Good. Hope, abstract. I mean, yeah, if it's used in that context, right? That's really like, is there room for this dialogue right now? Right? You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but in this context, what is it? Right. Really good point, though. Go ahead. Memory is abstract, right? For the most part. It's completely conceptual. It's super mental. Soul is abstract. Shoulders, concrete, for sure, right? We're not going to argue about what shoulders are. We're like, yeah, shoulders, we get it. It's just shoulders. They're on your body. You were lucky enough to have them. Sunlight. Okay, this is really interesting. I forgot your name again. Daniel. I don't think I ever learned it that well, to be honest. Daniel brings this up. Sunlight, he argues, is abstract in this context. But sunlight in general would be concrete. It's actually on your skin. It's hitting you. It's sunlight. It's like might be UV rays. Put on some sunblock. It's concrete, sunlight. But in this context, he's saying it's probably abstract. Why would that be? Refracted by the sunlight of your soul. Why would that make the sunlight abstract? Right, because we're talking about a conceptual brightness. We're already soul. What is soul? Concrete or abstract? Super abstract, right? So we're already in the abstract. Even though we're using a concrete detail, we're jumping into the abstract, right? Poetic. All right. So tell me, you can list words or themes. What is this poem about? Read it again. Or you know what? Let's read it together just for fun, because I know how much you guys like to talk out loud. All right. We'll do this to get through it. We'll do like a fill in the blank. So I'll read it and then I'll kind of give you like an alley-oop and then you'll say the word like this. Since only I can know. Well, we got it. We're not like dunking real well yet, but we'll get it. Okay. Since only I can know. Very nice. In the quiet of this dark, far away from how much your is I want to towards until my body is and has not a limb alive to leap toward. And if I pass away before, which I would prefer, I hope you, in the quiet of your, to my, trying to make you, as I've always done, to, and you will sigh and sway your shoulders aside and know that I'm not always, but death can't keep me from trying to make you in a way that makes us so, in the way that only you can, snort, gasp, roar, laugh that laugh of all 6,000, refracted by the sunlight of your, just to dance our memory anew, everlasting. Cool. All right. We just read it. I just want you to write a sentence. You could just list abstract words that are themes. What is this poem about? All right, I'm gonna give you 45 seconds. I'll give you a whole minute. Okay. Oh, got time. All right. Who wants to volunteer? Go ahead. Passion. Passion, abstract or concrete? That's far more abstract than it is concrete, right? Passion, mortality. Mortality is abstract or concrete? What is it? It's abstract. Like the blood in your actual veins, concrete, right? The concept, our mental concept of mortal life and death is really at the center theme of most of our experiences in our world, right? What else? Someone else. Those are really great. So what's it about? Death? Is it about death? Is it about death and mortality? Okay, sure. Anything else? Right. So that's when someone's gone, they're not really gone. When someone's dead, they're not really dead. What's the abstract theme for that? Huh? Say it louder. Memory. Ooh, interesting, right? Memory. That's abstract. So it's about memory. But if someone's gone, someone physically dies, but they're still not really gone, we're talking about a different type of principle, a theme. What theme? Love. Okay, now we're talking about love. So if love is infinite, infinity, and beyond, Buzz Lightyear type of belief, right? So that's another theme, right? So what the poem is probably most about what abstract idea or ideas. Now let's bottleneck it. Love. Who thinks love is probably the biggest theme in the poem? Is gratitude in there? Right? Passions in there, mortality. Great. Now, how many times does the poem say love? It doesn't say it. How many times does it mention mortality? The word. Well, how many times does it say the word mortality? How many times does it say the word passion? How many times does it say the word infinite? Right? So this is my point. If you use the concrete really well, you'll be able to say something significant about the abstract. Look at how much we pulled from that poem. It's about gratitude. It's about hope. It's about love, specifically undying love or infinite love. It's about faith. It's about this and that, right? But it's a love poem. Probably about romantic love or something like that. Although there's not tons of evidence that it's 1,000% that. Okay, let me see your English skills really quick. What person is it written in? First, second, third? First person for sure. But it's written, is it more second or more third? More second. Why? Because it says you a lot. Exactly. It's really written like a letter. I'm writing this to you. Not her laughter makes me want to jump and live forever. Right? It's not her or his laughter, right? Or their laughter, right? Okay. Cool. Yeah, it's more second person. All right. So before we jump into this, let's see here. You guys want to read one more poem, or are you guys ready to write? Read a poem? I think we should write. Okay, this poem is more abstract. But look, let me just read. So these three poems, the reason why I'm putting them in front of you is because they're examples of how the style of poem you could write. Okay, so this first one is just a letter for someone that you appreciate, that you have love for, right? It's like to a person. It's a letter. This one that says my grandma Lou got, it's it's about someone. So it's really in what person? I'll start reading some of it. My grandma, Lord of the Sky, hands for Jesus, got rosary beads hanging from her palms, got a psalm, got a hymn in her throat, got a corrido in the springtime falling from her lips against the morning light of the kitchen window. Are you hungry? Come in. Are you cold? Sit down. My grandma Lou got a diet of faith, right? My grandma Lou, my grandma Lord, etc. All right? It's a third person is about a person. Could be about a thing. You write about a thing, you'd be like, I love tetherball so much, right? But you know what I'm saying? That's that that's that's definitely you, Abby. I can tell you like tetherball on the weekends, every weekend. All right. Um uh okay, so this other one is more general, far more general, far more open. This one's probably way more abstract. It's what people would call an abstract poem, probably. Abstract poems, writing abstract poems really well is super difficult to do. And I'm going to tell you why. Okay? What are all those we had mortality, what was another one? Passion, gratitude. What was another thing we said? Love, eternity. Now let's just say leg, glass, slipper, dog, park. Now look, I'm just gonna do a parody really quick. These are all concrete, right? This is what happens in a lot of poetry rooms across America. Because the abstractions in our language are typically high speech, right? They're not considered low speech. They're considered smart people talk, right? A lot of the poets think it's really poetic to use a ton of them. So they'd be like, as I strolled through the dog park of my memory, through the passion of my glass-figured gratitude, larger than the largest love, in all of my mortality, running through the veins of my right leg, I understood gratitude. What did I just say? Like almost nothing. Because these big words are super empty if you don't use them well. And they're almost always overused. It's called fluff. It sounded good, right? Well, I've performed on a lot of stages. I can definitely sell it. Now, this one is more general. It's like you should be more general, but it's more abstract. It's a lot harder to pull off this style of writing well. But no poem is always completely abstract, right? You still need concrete elements. Even roses are red, violets are blue, yada, yada. Still got roses in it. It's concrete. Still got violets in it. It's a lyrical poem, so it's less narrative. All right, so we'll go through this one. All right, it goes, the praise the day, praise the night poem. If a single blade of grass is a sunbeam slowed and captured into matter, how do we fathom our lives or the life force of an entire field of grass? How do we fathom the depth of a prayer whispered upon a prairie as vast as any moment pulled into an archer's hand or a mother's heart? How? There exists no lived moments that are not living Even acute recollection is distorted as paint, and pain must shift in shade against the open air as men and women age. To truly live is to know we were formed to emerge and dissolve like sunsets, and still the formless within us is also without us, and with us it remains with the infinite, without timestamps, timelines, or time. Praise the journey of a single breath. Field your hope from the tipping sky. Remember to join the moment again and again and again, like the ritual of soil churned and tilled, resurfacing to face the moonlight, like the ritual of each new sunrise shimmering in the distance, each sunbeam sailing to earth like solar arrows striking the surface again and again, captured and transformed into form, into life. Praise the day, praise the night. Cool. So that poem is abstract, but it uses tons of concrete language to speak about these very highfalutin ideas: the infinite, life, mortality, etc. Just because I told you I'd include Einstein. Einstein, some of y'all are science and math folks, Einstein described the theory of relativity, right? He said, and he's talking about space time and all this, he's talking about the theory of relativity, the entire universe. He said, it's like, he had to use the concrete. It's like when you put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, feels like an hour. When you speak to a beautiful person for an hour, it feels like a minute. I mean, it's a very big concept, the theory of relativity, but he broke it down in a 2-line poem, right? So you can write about a person or people you're grateful for, or you can just write. But it has to include some sort of thematic reach towards gratitude. All right? If you're not sure, if you're not inspired, if you're like, oh God, I don't know if this is going to be good, you don't have to read your poem. I'm not going to give you a passing grade or a failing grade on how well you paid attention to all the random stuff I just said to you right now. Okay? Just what's inside of you is what you need to cultivate. It's not about being good or bad, it's about making a mess. These poems are still drafts. You're going to write a first draft. Should be ugly, should be messy. When you were creating that first little exercise, you weren't thinking of what's good or what's bad. You were just making a mess. You were just getting free. You were just getting it out. All right? So, if you're not sure, if you don't know what to write about, make a quick list of things you're grateful for. Okay? I like sunshine. My sister's cool sometimes. Oh, we'll start at a poem. Right? Just make a list and then circle the things that pull to you most. Man, cousin is complicated. I appreciate him. But dang, we're not really cool anymore. But like, I just feel like that's what's my heart is somewhere there. I need to say something about that. Go write a poem about your cousin. It can be complicated. All right? Okay, if you need any help or have any questions, just raise your hand and I'll come over and I'll talk with you and I can help you get your pen moving. If not, we're gonna say 10 minutes. Your goal is not to write perfect, beautiful sentences because you can't do that in 10 minutes. You need to redraft it. Your goal is to fill up an entire page and to like not put your pen down, to keep it moving, to make mistakes, to make it imperfect, but to search for what's true. All right? 10 minutes is not a lot of time to fill up a whole page. All right, on your mark, get set, go. All right, we have just a little over 10 minutes left. So this is the time where we can open up the floor for people to read their pieces. Remember that, I mean, When you read your poem, you listen. You don't have to read. So those of you who are like, wait, I have to read this? No, you don't have to read anything. But those of you who do, great. Make sure that you you enunciate and you don't rush. It's okay if you're nervous. Public speaking is the #1 fear in the world. Like every year, it pulls at #1. So if you're nervous to speak out loud in front of your peers, that's just normal. Like 99.9% of people feel that same anxiety. So what you're feeling is not unique. But just remember, like, just don't rush. You know, we want to hear everybody in here. Honestly, if you're going to be brave enough to read, everyone wants to hear what you have to say. So don't rush your poem, okay? We all understand that these are just drafts. Secondly, if your poem's heavy, there's nothing wrong with that. If you get a little like shook up, like a little emotional when you read your poem, this happens all the time. That's not a big deal. They have this thing in writing where they say, no tears for the writer, no tears for the reader. That basically means like if the writer didn't cry when she wrote it, the reader never will. So like I don't know how many times you cried over Harry Potter, but that lady cried too because she wrote those pages. She really did. You know, so like don't feel bad about that. Just take your time. It's okay. We all cry. Thank God. You know what I mean, unless your tear ducts are constipated, and then you're gonna be angry your whole life. All right. So who wants to go first? Okay, I forgot your name because it was hard to pronounce. I Iron Man. Iron Man. People call you Iron Man. I mean, dude, my name is Myrlin. They really gave me a lot of nicknames too, so I empathize. All right. Okay. Whenever you're ready, we want to hear you. Remember, like the audience is actually like there. Yeah. So okay. Perfect. Whenever you're ready, take your time. The value of food. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Cool. 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 That's what's up, man. Great job. Thank you for sharing. You're gonna go? Okay. Okay. Let me ask you guys this, honestly. Just be honest, because no, I don't have like I. It's cool either way. They said I didn't have to wear a mask because I'm in the front. Are you? Is there someone here that feels really strongly that everyone keeps their mask on at this very moment? It's okay if you do feel strongly. Say something because it's totally okay. If you're like, yeah, man, I live with my grandmother. Like, it'd be cool. Okay, if you could just read with that, yeah, just that'd be great. Cool, go for it. Okay, a little louder. bro. Good job, bro. Good job. Thank you. Someone else? Ladies? Gotta read. Also, your poem doesn't have to rhyme, just so you know. So if you wrote a poem that didn't rhyme, it's totally okay. None of the poems I read you rhyme. Okay. You want to go? Go. What was your name again? Jay. Okay, go for it, Jay. Oh man, good job. Good. Yeah, interesting how you. That was actually pretty difficult to lay your rhythms and your rhyme scheme in like a double timed scheme, right? It wasn't just A, B, B, but also to be symmetrical on an internal level is not that easy to do. That was pretty cool. Good job, man. All right, who's next? Okay, Amanda posted her poem. All right. Ow, oh, I stepped up. I'm getting old, yo. Ah, dang. Yeah. Okay. It starts at breathing at a good rate. Breathing at a good rate, inhale and exhale the good and the bad. Learn from my mistakes and help me to adapt. Change, change, change is all I hear people say. Growing like a tree planted firmly as I'm earning my leaves and keep on growing. I continue to change, but the growth in me is turning. Leaves are starting to fall. Colors are changing. I'm changing through seasons as some are good and some aren't growing. My breathing starts to pick up and my heart rate is going. Cool. Good job. Great. You know, for those of you who are interested in writing poetry, you know, some of you might actually be interested in that. I'll tell you one thing that's important. And this, you know, it's not just poetry, but it's really a lot of things. But a poem really is two parts. It's the music, what it sounds like, and what it says. Really, it's 50% of that. You know what I mean? If it's just all music, it's like, what are you saying? Right? If it's not musical enough, it's like, this is piercing. It's hard to read. And this goes to novelists too. There's a reason why people like the way Hemingway turned a phrase and the way F. Scott Fitzgerald did it. There's musicality in how people write, style. It rolls off the tongue, or it stops you abruptly so you pay attention. It's like, oh, the rhythm's different. Why? So I just want you to know that because you're all employing different sort of musical tactics. You look in Amanda's poem, she's rolling internal rhymes and but she's not necessarily structuring her thing in meter. Not trying to go bump, bump. You see, like, so it's like more of a verse, a free verse sort of internal flex. Assonance and consonance is just the sounds of vowels and nouns. So she's employing those things. You all are, but it's the music in her poem comes out like that because she's performing it internally. Okay, come on, ladies. One poem. Kayla? It's gonna be Abby. I know it. You gonna read your poem? I knew it. All right, dope. Wow, cool, beautiful. Very portraiture. It's a style of poetry. Cool. All right, someone else? Last chance. I think it's about time to go. Ease it. 1 minute. Come on, Amber. Cybersecurity? Okay, be loud, okay? Oh man, great job, bro. Okay, thank you for being so easy to teach or lecture to or whatever, be with. Um, great job today, and I don't know, I don't see these guys ever again. I guess this is we're breaking up. Have a beautiful day. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. There's an open mic on Friday. What time? At 11. Oh, it's not in person. Okay. Yeah. Read your poem. Go home, work on it. Maybe come back. Don't work on it. Just read your poem. Come to open mic. There'll be other poets there too. Like so, you'll get to hear like a kind of more like diverse array of like how different people sound. But yeah, come through for sure. Yeah, pop in. All right, have a beautiful day. Are you trying to find my Instagram?